You are so serious.
All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News. We got to thank our marketing partners. We got the young. What do you weigh? Like $110? Do you even weigh over
130?
130.
No. I do weigh 130.
I think it's 116.
I'm gonna take your word for it. Your mom's got a reputation.
Yeah.
Was that on?
Yes.
Is that on there?
Yeah. It'll take a couple of
Everyone knows
seconds.
you do already. So.
All right, let's thank our marketing partners. We got to thank WALTRIP Pressure Washing and Solutions. And shout out to Hunter WALTRIP, who called earlier.
I talked to him earlier. He lost his grandfather today, and feel really bad about that. So everybody, put him in prayers and thoughts, because I just went through it, so I know how tough it is to go through this. And so we're here for you, WALTRIP, if you need us.
Turn 2 Synthetics, your local Langley Speedway Amsoil dealer, I guess you could say. And then we got May 12th is the golf tournament at Battlefield Golf Club for the Dave Dave Millard. That's, damn. For his medical relief charity. So I think there is a few spots available for golf. I know I sent a team over there the other day. So if you still want to play golf or you want to sponsor a hole, it's never too late.
You gonna play?
And, you don't want me playing.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Be like Happy Gilmore.
I just wanted to check, make sure.
I think GRIER and Associates with Mean Gene. I'm going to wrestling. Mean Dean Automotive in Moyoc. You know how you say it, Jack?
Yeah, that's how you say it. I'm not gonna say it, but that's how you say it.
Let's see. Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News is presented by Gen X Racing,
The next Motorsports.
Motorsports, race development, rental, whatever you want. Even Jack's got an opportunity. All you gotta do is open the checkbook up. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil, Bondurant's Brother Distillery, Bill and Chuck from Langley Speedway, Mayhem Management, MPM Marketing, Black Acid Racer Apparel if you need some race shirts done, VA 811 come back on this year, Slinger Speed if you want a shirt made, Fluid Logic and Factory Canopies if you need one of those big fancy tents for with your sponsors on it, it'll cover your car. There's the guys to help you hook you up. Tell them Jack sent you. They might charge you extra, but normally we have Papa John's Pizza here, but it hasn't showed up yet. We're hoping it shows up here soon. Somebody's hungry. GAC, Great American Company. And with that,
Let's do it.
Huh?
Go ahead. Let's
We got us a shirt here. Should have a contest. If you can figure out what's wrong with this, maybe we'll you tell us what's wrong with this shirt. We will we'll find something to give you. We appreciate it. I'm gonna wear this proudly. I'll wear it around until somebody tells me what's wrong. Although I would have not figured it out.
I wouldn't have figured it out either.
So it shows you how smart we are. Well, thank you. Thank you. What's got, Jack?
All right, let's look at the news for this past weekend. A lot of good racing this past weekend. Of course, a lot of places got rained out this past weekend.
Oh yeah, a lot of. I'm surprised that Hickory got it in.
Yeah, that they had rain there too. I was.
But I guess
wondering.
Brendan got his wish. It rained out one of the 2 dates that he couldn't make.
Yeah, that's now
Now he's only going to be down one.
Yeah, that's going to be good for him. All right, in the Cup race, Kyle Busch got the win.
He got lucky.
Well, he was at the right place at the right time, and everybody else decided they didn't want to be there, so it was all over the track. So it was. Some of them wrecks were just unbelievable what they were doing.
Yeah.
And I'm a Ross Chastain fan, but I think he was a fool that time when he tried to go down the middle that time. I think, that was It was,
Well,
that
I
was,
love watching him. Sometimes he might go a little further than I would have gone.
he went right through the middle and made me think of Jacob Derrick. No, he went right through the middle and I mean, just,
No, I was
That
gonna
was
say, that's
in
the
the-
apron. That's the apron, not the middle, Joe.
oh, that's right, you do the apron, that's right.
Yeah.
But it's still 3 wide.
No, it was 2 wide. It wasn't 3 wide, was it?
It might have been 3. They were 2 wide the first time.
I would have just went with it was 2 wide.
Yeah.
It was just-
Shane Snyder says get a haircut.
Really
Man, you
Shane.
can't get like Goldilocks like that, Shane.
So anyway, I didn't, Nana Derrick didn't say anything, so I don't know whether she likes your hair or not. So
She does. So does Randy.
Brandon Duster. All right, in the Xfinity race, Jeb Burton got the win in the X, and that
I
they had a
was
huge
shocked.
race. They had a huge wreck in that race there with Blaine Perkins. I'm glad to hear he's okay. Did you see that wreck? That
I
was
saw the wreck, but he's released out the hospital
Yeah.
now.
he went for a tumble, no doubt about it. The ARCA race down at Talladega, Jesse Love got the win. Gus Dean finished second, and Brett Holmes finished third. In the ARCA West race, Sean Hignorani. Make me say that 3 times, and I still won't
I
get it
was
right.
gonna say I wouldn't have got it right.
I don't get it. Hignorani, whatever his name is. All right, the Cars Tour was in Hickory, North Carolina. The Pro Late Model winner, Mike Hopkins. Brett Cruz was second. Connor Zilich was third. Matt Craig fourth, and Dawson Sutton fifth. In the Late Model Stock Cars, Carson Quapple just did beat Connor Hall for that win. That was.
He tried. I wonder. I didn't really overlook when Connor got into him a little bit, if that was just aggressive driving but they were behind a bunch of lap traffic there too. So that was kind of, I figured he was just going to try to pick Connor on the lap car and go by him on the outside, but then they kind of got into him a little bit, and I was like, oh, I'm surprised he didn't win it.
That was a pretty interesting finish. Caden Honeycutt was third, Chad McCumbee fourth, Deke McCaskill fifth, and Butterbean Queen finished seventh in that race. He had a hard time getting back to the front. Hard time getting to the front, period, in that race. He kind of was back, but he did work his way. I think he started 13th. He did work his way up to 7th. And
I mean, that was a stout field. You had, what's his name, finished, 17th or 18th in the 8 car? The other 8?
Chase
Chase
Burrow.
Burrow.
Chase, yeah.
Bowman Gray. They had the races down at Bowman Gray this past weekend. In the modifieds, Burt Myers won again. I don't know how many wins he now has at Bowman Gray, but it's a bunch. In the sportsman, Chase Robertson. Street stocks, Brad Lewis. Stadium stock race 1, Isaac Harris. Stadium stock race number 2, Blaine Curry. At Kingsport, in the late models, Keith Helton is still undefeated at Kingsport. I guess he's trying to do the Crest Van Dyke thing.
I was going to say.
And Kevin Canner wasn't even going to race Kingsport this weekend. But because of all the weather and everything going on, he decided, well, I'm going to go run Kingsport.
Kept the streak alive.
So he didn't go. He went to Kingsport and didn't make the first practice. Didn't just run just a few laps in the second practice, and then scalded the field in the feature. So Kevin Canner did a heck of a job in another undefeated season on the way for him, as he's doing both Kingsport and Lonesome Pine. So that's pretty good. Wake County, the legends. Trevor Thacker was the winner. Carson Hastman finished second.
Oh, yeah.
Phoenix Kimball finished third. Raven Kimball finished fourth.
Mm.
That's pretty wild. Down at A Speedway in the late models, Trevor Ward got the win. Jonathan Shaper was second. Dustin Rumley was third. At Dixieland this past weekend, some good racing down at Dixieland.
Opening night.
Yep, opening night at Dixieland, and the sportsman Mark Gonzalez got the win. The late models, Tom Wilson and our buddy the House finished 6th. He's back racing down there this year.
Who's that?
Rodney Brickhouse,
Oh.
the House.
Oh, okay.
So he's
I didn't know
back.
that was his nickname.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go down there and see him face to face, right up in
See if he
his,
can
I'm gonna
turn
get
you
right
down.
up in his face.
See if they turn you down. He's in love with Rodney Brickhouse.
Rodney
He's
Brickhouse, Rodney, when I was racing, Rodney Brickhouse was the man, okay? I mean, everybody come to see Rodney Brickhouse race. And at least he could have done was say, I'm gonna come on your show, but he ain't done that yet, okay? So I'm gonna go see him. I'm gonna get him on this show one way or the other. What do you think? Think it'll work?
Should, yeah.
I mean, you know, you come on here pretty good. I don't have a problem. I just have to go talk to your mom. She makes sure you get here. Anyway, in the stock fours, Lindsey Ryland got the stock 4 win, and in the super fours, Ricky Walters got the win. So that's our news for this week. Nothing else going on. Kind of easy week. We did not do a driver of the week this week. So I'm sorry. A lot of the local races were rained out, so I did not even do anything with that. But I was kind of busy this week, so I didn't have a chance to really think about it that much. Oh, Nana loves your hair. Nana loves your hair.
Did she say
Yes. So that's pretty good. Shake and bake, Jacob Derrick. All right. How did that first race? How did you enjoy your first race out there in that limited late model?
It was a lot of fun. I gained a lot of experience racing with those guys. Ton of fun.
Did what was your expectations for the weekend?
Be decent. I was just hoping for a top 10 finish, honestly. Bring it back home in one piece. I mean, we were flying right out the box. We were pretty good. You have to have confidence. I had a lot of confidence in myself and Mark Words, my dad, everyone who helped. I just had a lot of confidence and it paid off.
So when did y'all decide, or when were y'all talking about doing the limited? And this was kind of, we had heard a while back, it was kind of a hush hush.
Yeah, so we were
Secret.
She brought it up one time. She posted it on Facebook. It was gonna be a secret. She posted it on Facebook. And yeah. We were at dinner one night. Was it Kendall's birthday? Kendall's birthday. And I'm like, my dad's like, we were talking about the limited. I was like, we're running for points, right? He goes, no, we're just gonna run a few races. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, but we don't have the time and money for all that. And I was upset. We got it done just in time. When we get it done a week before?
Well, his first practice was the Thursday before.
Yeah.
The race 2 days before.
Yeah, I seen Mark post some pictures.
So it's like having Mark out there helping you with you can't have much better than that.
Yeah. He's really good at what he does. He's helped me a lot, driving, just everything.
And his daughter's, she's pretty darn good.
Oh yeah, Carly.
She was showing Ricky how to pull the car up and just drive.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me a bit.
The winch.
She's a good worker.
Yeah.
So who's your spotter?
My dad.
Your dad's your spotter?
Mm-hmm.
I think you ought to have your mom come up there and spot for you one night.
I'd rip the radio out and throw that.
That's not very nice, but I think that would be an experience to have your mom out there calling the race for you.
Be
So-
wild.
So what kind of things did you learn from Mark? Like, Mark is so well respected right here, and he loves to sort of give back to help like you or somebody new that's coming in the sport, or somebody that's even in the back of the field to get them halfway up to the thing. And I think Mark is a great role model for somebody that wants to get in the late model series. He carries himself well. He always is well spoken. He's great with sponsors. Although he will tell you, sponsors is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of social media work. So,
Yeah.
so what kind of things have you learned from him?
Mark's taught me to be humble. Just don't be cocky about the stupid stuff. Be humble. Taught me how to be smooth. Just a lot of stuff. He's helped a lot.
Has he got in your car and run a few laps in it? Just to see-
I
seat's too
can't
small.
imagine he's gonna get in the seat. I was gonna say 4 pounds of butter wouldn't get him in the seat. I know it wouldn't get me in the seat.
When they get you in the windows the next day. So it had to be fun. I mean, to be in that division with the guys that are in there that moved up this year and all the,
Yeah.
it's really cool to see you guys do that. I mean, I remember the legends and everything, and how when you would win a race or somebody win a race, it looked like everybody come into victory lane. And
I thought the whole damn stands was going
I
out
did
there the
too.
first time.
So I was thinking, wow, this is pretty wild. Everybody's coming down to, if you won one or whoever won, y'all were down there supporting each other.
Oh, yeah.
So do you all really like each other?
Oh yeah, me, Riley, Cody, best buds, and Aiden. Can't forget Aiden, best
Come on.
buds.
Come on. You tell us. You can tell us. You can tell us. Because a lot of people think me and Scott really like each other.
Not true.
So you can tell us about it.
Now, do y'all talk trash to each other during the week?
Oh yeah. So we'll play iRacing, dude. Like we'll be in a call, me, Aiden, Riley, Cody. We'll talk the most junk to each other. The most.
Y'all putting each other on the hood?
Oh yeah. We'll host a
Mark
race.
Edwards. They're so mean to him. Mark
Mark
Edwards.
Edwards. Yeah, we'll be in a race. Here, Mark will be making laps. We'll go out there and wreck them. Oh yeah, it's a blast.
Why do you want to do that?
Tell him how you set up his car. for one of them.
Yeah, so iRacing, you can like do cruise spot now, and there's a password. He gave me the password. You can change the setup on it. I put a super high gear in it. He was hitting the chip off the corner in a late model. He got so mad at me that night.
Well,
See, that's why I'm not getting an iRacing. The bitches will be messing with me, and I just wreck them all.
yeah.
You'll get banned.
You ain't got banned from doing stuff like that yet?
I've got banned plenty of times. Plenty of times.
So when you came out here and practice, what was the first few laps like?
I mean, I think I was just trying to be smooth and not kill the wall on the straightaways. It's just the power. The power is so much more different with the shifting, and it's just little things I had to get used to. And I wasn't really fully prepared for Saturday. Just went out there and wing it, just hope for the best, and we did pretty good.
Sometimes that's not a bad thing, right?
No, it's sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, kind of wing it, because then you don't create bad habits, or you get this
Yeah.
perception and
So you got the shifting thing down right now. You figured that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know which pedal belongs to what and everything, right?
Left's the gas, right's the brake.
and the clutch.
Yeah, clutch is in the middle.
Okay, well,
I did that.
you and Scott need to talk.
So when did you think on Saturday that you were going to have a good car for the night?
Well, we were running good times Thursday, and I knew we would have a good piece. And then we went out there Saturday. I mean, we were like 12th on the board, but we were really consistent, really consistent. I knew I didn't really care where I qualify as long as we were going to be good in the race for 50 laps. That's just.
Were you probably being a little conservative in practice?
We had older tires, so yeah.
Yeah, I know Riley had a big pickup on tires, because I was looking at him like, damn, he's a little slow.
Yeah,
what I
me and
expected.
Ryan, yeah. We were both on old stuff. Yeah.
So have you learned the art of laying back a little bit and not wasting your stuff early in the race, or is that something you got to learn now?
My stuff was going on lap 20. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I feel like I can just smash it, but you really can't, because then you're just going to burn your stuff up and it ain't going to work. You're just going to have to hope for cautions, and I didn't get any cautions. I got one.
Well, at least you didn't create a caution.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's a good thing. Well, we got something for you. You are the inaugural winner this year of the Driver of the Week for GAC and Gen X.
That's nice. Thank you.
Driver of the Week. So
Thank you.
Thanks to the Mafia.
yeah, the Mafia helped you out real good. I ain't gonna call no names, but somebody was drumming up support. I thought it was kind of funny how she sent me a message one time and she said, "Well, did he win?"
Well, no, because you said, can Jacob come on the show? I'm like, does that mean he won?
Yeah, that's it. Did he win?
Do you look for your mom in the stands during the
Oh,
race?
yeah. I'll look up, make sure she's not jumping up and down, stomping on the stand.
She
She's
definitely
scared.
does some stomping.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You just
But
laugh.
Jacob, it is cool though that your mom is very supportive of what
Oh,
you
yeah.
do.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you could have a situation where it's not,
Not show
she's
up.
not really happy with the fact that you're out there racing, and you got one that's supportive of you. Of course, your dad raced, so well, you didn't have to worry about that too much.
But now he's got a sister coming along.
I think she's gonna be. I think she's gonna be the
She would
best.
be the one.
And he still got his first Bando waiting.
No, we don't.
Yes, ask your dad.
There's a chassis that's all frames all bent up on it.
We have it,
Well, you got to start somewhere. So you know.
Oh,
they put-
does she want to drive?
kind of. She does not really.
The family can't have two drivers. So.
Just me
But she would be the one that would just come through the field. She wouldn't care.
and wreck everyone.
Right.
no, she's not that. I mean, she's not that bad. Is she?
Oh, yeah. She don't care.
She is her mother's daughter.
No, that's Ricky.
Oh, that's Ricky.
We were in I think it was Myrtle Beach, and Kendall was racing with me in a go-kart. And my dad was like, let her win. So I let her win, and she comes up talking the most smack. I beat you. And
You
it's
ain't that good.
she still says it to this day too.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to be nice to them little
Yeah.
sisters and stuff like that. That's kind of like when Aaron Leach let Danny Millard, but I really think Danny just passed it about his pure talent. I don't think it was a let him win thing, but like Scott says it is.
It was. When you let off the gas, when you're drafting.
Well, so what's it going to be like now this year with you? Are we going to have a rivalry during the year between you guys? I mean, we want to get something started. I'm going to get Riley on here next week.
But he'll talk trash.
Yeah, Riley.
He ain't scared to talk.
Yeah. So we're going to have Riley next week. And I'm going to tell him, I said, look, man, Jacob said he's going to whoop your butt. He said, you're not as good as you think you are.
First race out, he would be.
So what do you think? So can we start a rival? I ain't got a hold of Cody Bryant yet. I need to get a hold of him next too. I got to get him on
He's
here.
two. Publicly, he's even kill.
I think there will be rivalries down the road.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not
for
hoping
sure.
for it, but there probably will, and I'm ready for it.
Mm.
So you were just ready.
I'm ready.
I'm not even. I'm trying not to look over this way.
Look, I look for it, man. It is such a joy to see you guys race.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it really is, because y'all all like each other and y'all race each other super hard.
With respect.
Yeah, you do. And it's fun to watch, and that's really what people come to see.
Oh yeah.
People don't come to see vanilla and no action.
I think this division is going to be really good.
Yes.
And it's
Oh
going to
yeah.
be. It's
And I
going to
think
turn
there's
that.
a few
It's,
more that's probably coming, ain't there?
I think there's 23 total.
Yeah,
Only
so
19
that's.
races, I think.
I mean, I think that's the class.
and I think it'd be
sort of
great if
deal.
we get some of them folks out of Dominion to come down here and run in
Yeah.
that division too. That would really be cool. I mean,
Well, I don't think Dominion has that many cars, do they?
They had like 9 last weekend, I'm pretty sure.
So, I
9
mean,
cars.
I would think if you're up there running some, why would you want to come down here?
Yeah.
Unless you got to buy another set of tires to leave here. And that may be, or they will bring them down for you. I can't remember.
Well, I think Amy said they had to leave their tires there or something.
No,
No?
they get
Something with the
Dominion gets
tires.
more tires than we do, I'm pretty sure.
Well,
I don't
that's where the
remember.
tires are coming from. Dominion gives them theirs for here.
Okay.
You can't use them for racing, they have to be for practice or something like that.
If you
It
buy
could
race
be.
tires, you can take them home. If you buy race tires, you have to like impound them.
Right, and they weren't gonna be back there for a while, so then they took them home and they had to be practice, I guess.
Oh, gotcha.
so you gonna try to go up there and race a couple times to see how?
It all depends how the first half of the year goes. I want to. She doesn't want me to because like,
Dominion's not good to us.
we have a lot of bad luck. But new car, we'll see.
What was it? What was the thing Willie Mullins put out there? Was it the top 5?
Top 5.
Top
it's
3 in both classes.
Yeah.
Top 3 in points in both
Both places.
racetracks, and you get a free
Like ARCA test.
ARCA test.
Oh, so you up on that, huh?
I want to be.
Well, it doesn't look like anybody's taking advantage of it.
I know. And can you imagine what your mom would be like? Just you out there in the ARCA car?
At Daytona.
You know what ARCA means?
It's a NASCAR thing.
I don't remember what
Right.
ARCA stands for.
ARC,
I'm neither, honestly, that's all I
American
know.
Race Car Association.
That could be. I
don't
don't
know, I
remember.
guess.
What's up, Billy? You gotta say hi, Davey from New York. Fallen, New York. Oh, no, Nevada.
Have all 3 on the show. Huh.
Yeah, I think that would be a good thing to do.
Oh, that would be easy to start
Yeah.
So yeah, we could really get all three of you guys on here at one time. That would be,
Turn into a boxing match.
I think that would be an interesting, I bet that would be an interesting night.
It would.
Of course, now, we had the guys that did the fighting in Martinsville. We had them on, but we had to keep them separated. We had to do it they had to call in on that show. We didn't want them here.
It was all squashed by then.
That would be a good one.
I'm not sure it is squashed yet.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so.
Mm.
So you may have to, may hear some more about that down the road.
So Jacob, has your goals changed after the first race for the season?
Still the same.
What was your goals?
Win the championship. I know that sounds cocky, but I had, like I said before,
She's loving everybody.
I have a lot of confidence in Mark, my dad, everyone. So I think if we keep having strong runs like that, I think we'll have a good shot at it. Like I said, I don't like being cocky, but it's just one of those
Sounds like
things.
you do. Go ahead.
I mean, I think, first race out, you really haven't fine-tuned the car, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's got to be some more speed there. And Mark's pretty good on those torque chassis.
Oh yeah, Mark knows what he's doing. He's good at what he does too.
And I understand I've heard from Rodney Childress, he calls him like once a week. Rodney Childress, the crew chief of the Ford car. So asking him, he's running, Mark's calling him and running stuff by him. So he's got a lot of know-how for people to call. You're laughing like you know this.
Well, I mean, that's where you got to start. You got to come on and have some help to get through it. All right, tell us who all your sponsors and everybody are that help you out. I see you got your little note there.
It's a lot.
I mean, are you? I want to see
Some new ones.
Jody on your car. I know your mom says this.
I just gotta thank my dad. He's the only reason I'm here. He's the only reason I'm racing these cars. The only reason I'm doing this good. He's like one of my biggest supporters. Her too. Gotta thank her.
I'm going to ask you a question. Now, you done opened up something there that I got to ask. Your dad's the reason why you're here, but mom's right there, and there can't be a one or the other.
One can drive, one can't. She's the one who can't. Dude, you should
Did
see her
she
on the
drive
road.
you here?
You should see her on the road. We were on a straight road. She goes like this, just working the wheel back
She
and
was
forth.
getting some heat in the tires.
Yeah. She don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
Warming up the tires. When you guys go around the track and
Well,
do that
obviously.
thing.
But yeah, I got
She knows.
Go ahead.
Jody Weaver, Mark Wirtz. Mark Wirtz is a big help also. Shane Snyder, he's helped a lot. And sponsors, I can thank Mill Creek Tavern, McFatters, Brickworks and More, Atkins Motorsports, RBI, Slinger Speed Co., Move Makers 360, Solano Electric, Riverbed Media, Grooms by Tanya, and Gene Nichols. That's all.
Wow, you're going pretty good with the sponsors.
Oh yeah, don't need no notes or nothing.
And then we were talking earlier. You still might run the Legends from time to time.
We're trying to. It all depends. I mean, we're probably gonna run on nights. Limiteds don't run. I just need more seat time on limited. Like before I do that.
How many races is the limited edition? How many races are
I
they
think
running?
16.
I don't know. I wish we had more twins. We only have 3 twins.
Oh, really?
Kind of 16. They're like almost 30 combined with both Legend and
Well, I mean, seat time is seat time. You get in that
Yeah.
Legend, you can get some seat time too.
Yeah.
What's the big difference from the Legends car for some people to the limited? I know I talked to Danny Edwards' boy,
Mhm.
and he was telling me that how easier it actually was driving the limited than it
Yeah.
was the Pro 6.
So the Legends was just so light. You have to work a wheel a lot in that one. It's just like Limiteds. There's like throttle control, make sure you're being smooth. There's little things, but Legends is a hard little car. They don't look hard, but they are hard.
he
Hard
said he
to
had
drive.
more fun driving a Legend.
Oh, really? Is it more? Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Well, he'll say that up till he gets that first win. Then he'll say that.
Yeah.
That'll change.
That's probably right.
So how many races the first? Are you going to beat Jackson in the first race? I would say Jackson makes it look easy.
He does. He's good. I can't take anything from him. He's really good. I'm gonna try. Never done it before, but I'm gonna try. I got close last year, last race of the season. Did y'all see that? Right up here. I could have moved him. Nope. Didn't want to tear our
The
stuff
year
up.
being nice.
Yeah, didn't want to tear our stuff up.
Yeah. Well, was it last year he flipped over or year
No,
before?
It was the year before.
2020.
Was it
Ryan?
2020?
2020.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
Ryan
Ryan
Matthews.
Oh, yeah. Well, I was thinking it was Sparky.
Mm-mm, it was Ryan.
Jamie did Sparky. And then Sparky and Tommy first, and then Jamie got it back.
Hmm.
We got
Yeah.
this.
So you
And you got Sparky out there with you both.
Oh, yeah.
so you've learned about restarts and everything now. We don't have those conversations anymore about a restart.
Well, I actually never practiced them. I just hoped for the best. Hope I wouldn't miss a shift. I didn't miss one, so thank God. Just winging it.
Now, how fast did you talk trash to Riley when you got out?
I don't think I said anything to him. I
You
know
didn't
his
have to.
I know his family congratulated him a lot, which is respect.
Mm-hmm.
I have much respect for them. Cody, Nestor's, everyone.
I forget Nestor. I mean, all those young kids they're all fast. I mean, you guys are all fast.
Aiden will be up there too. You gotta watch out for Aiden. Once he gets more seat time, he's gonna be up there. Guarantee it.
Mm.
Well, I appreciate you coming out here. You and your mom coming out here tonight.
Yeah.
Balling out here with his white shirt and his gold chain hanging out.
Let's get all the ladies.
Oh, wait a minute now. Yeah. We got a girlfriend?
He did it.
Okay, please stop.
Did you switch
shoot.
teams or something? Or you?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
oh, that came out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
That's a shot out. I'm not happy with that one myself.
Hey, you never know.
Never know.
Yeah.
So
So you got a new girlfriend, or
No.
Not yet.
who's the girl with you tonight?
Me.
I was just fucking. Nobody in there. They don't know. I'm just stirring something up. And like, oh, you done moved on quick, huh?
Haley
Hmm.
Deegan. Yeah, thank you guys for having me on.
Well, we appreciate it and congratulations and go out there and get you a win and
I want to try.
then
Yeah.
and then,
And then
sometime
don't worry about the trash. We'll do the trash talking for you. We'll get something started.
Thank you.
and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all three of you guys on here at one time.
All right.
And then
I
we
think that will
really
be a fun.
we're really gonna stir the pot.
Oh yeah.
Big
Oh, yeah,
time.
we can't help it.
It's gonna be big. And then we're gonna do a show. I'm gonna set a show up for later on where we're gonna get all the racing moms on here.
After y'all
Yeah,
wreck each
buddy.
other.
We're gonna,
After what?
After they wreck each other. All right. and He's single, so he's looking.
Oh, it's not the woodwork.
How old are you?
15. Oh Lord.
If I could go back and be 15 again.
Summer's coming up too.
I mean, you're 15. What was how old was Cody? Cody's what, 16, 17? 17. And Riley's 15.
14.
14.
Is
He'll
he
be
14?
15 soon, I think.
Okay.
And Aiden's 14.
Okay.
Kyle is
Those are
16 probably, or 17.
16, 17.
Yeah.
wow, that's a bunch of young guys in there.
Yeah. Class is in good hands.
Oh
But
yeah.
And you know what? Get your hair cut.
So
My hair's
Tell
not
me he
like
slowed,
it.
tell me he slowed you down. You know.
Exactly. I could get 2 tenths from it though. You never know. Might get a buzz cut.
Yeah, I can't see you walking around. with
I
those
can't
cuts.
either. I can't either. That'd be too much for me to handle, seeing you down there like that. Anyway, it's what
I can't believe we didn't get a leader. It's me. It's me.
the Real Housewives of Langley Speedway. That would be a good.
Shane, that's
That's exactly
that could be
what
a
I'm.
show on that one.
That's when I get that set up. That's exactly what I'm gonna say.
Shane's gonna want royalties on that.
You need to get Jody Weaver up on here.
I can't. Jody's like, you ain't getting me on that show.
But I am gonna make that sticker. He's the one that said Aerial Express. I'm like, all right.
I'm laughing every time y'all post something. Ask
He thinks
look,
he's gonna get me. I'm like, bring it.
go ahead. Look, he's been saying he's gonna get me for years. When we were doing arena racing, he left his phone. Well, I don't know if it was him. Left his phone. He had it locked, right? But you could see like a smear print of the code. So I opened it up. He went to the store, and I had like every gay
I know you told me.
site. He's like months he's getting these notifications. Have a gay day.
I love
Yeah,
that.
see, the thing that concerns me about what he just said is that Scott knew where these sites were.
Well, on Facebook, you just had to hit like Google.
Right.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna get a midget stripper for you one day.
You probably do.
All right, Jacob, we appreciate you being here. And thanks for
Yeah,
coming,
thanks,
Mom.
man.
Appreciate it.
Thank
And
you.
we're gonna
what you're doing.
set up this Mom's
I'll make the shirts.
and the Real Housewives of Langley Speedway. I gotta remember that so we can set that up.
It's probably the most
The
truest
real
statement.
race
Oh, yeah.
moms of Langley Speedway.
No.
Not housewives. I'm not white. We're not married.
Okay.
Well, this is good. This is
We'll do
deep.
moms. We'll do moms.
All right.
Leave that one alone.
Yeah, I'm not. I wasn't.
We'll wait till your dad's here and then we'll start
He
that one.
won't come. He's shyer than him.
I ain't shy.
He won't talk. I'm like, where you gonna go? No.
It's like opposites attract. My wife's the same way.
So if I wanted to bring Ricky on the show as being one of the
He
former
probably
race
would
car
if you
drivers,
asked, yes.
being one of the former race car drivers out here. I mean, every now and then you'd like to hear from some of these guys that used to race
Oh
here.
yeah, for sure.
He's just not a big talker. He's not.
Well,
We're used to it.
we've had a couple people on here that didn't want to talk, but by the time they got off here, we couldn't shut them up. So anyway, all right, buddy. We'll talk to you again real soon.
All right.
Yeah, let's
Look forward to the next race, man. Keep doing
let's
what you're
get the
doing.
big man in here, Kevin from Virginia.
You may go.
Huh? That's fine. I mean, I've sent him a
Yeah,
message, and
spaghetti.
I still send him a message. I ain't heard nothing. So anyway, all right,
Hey, Jack,
All right.
thanks,
Kevin from Virginia,
How y'all
Kevin
doing?
Young.
How you doing, Scott? and Kevin?
Good man.
Good man. I'm gonna tell you something. I did some research back on you this week.
Uh-oh.
Going
Well,
through
is it
checking
good
out
or
some-
bad?
I mean, this guy's. I mean, he's got it going on. I mean, he knows all these people, and I mean, how did it all start?
Well, a couple of years ago, I was calling Sirius XM, and me and Dave, I would just call Speedway because at the time I would, it's the easiest time in the evening to call, and I called one Friday at a Richmond race. A lot of fans, there was a lot of chatter on Facebook about fans not coming because they thought it was gonna rain. So what I started doing was just taking pictures throughout the whole day, and when called Dave that Friday evening when I was at the track, I said, "Hey man, come on out to the track, everybody that's here, because the weather's gonna be good, because a lot of times people get scared off of rain and they decide not to come to the track. But one thing led to another. People started, following me on Twitter and listening to me put two and two together from my phone calls to Sirius XM to all the shows, and people just started following me. So what led to like 200 followers, and every time me and my wife would go to the track, more and more followers would come. And just one thing led to another, and teams started following me, drivers started following me, and things like that, and just people just, I guess, appreciate my phone calls to Sirius XM and some of my positive messages on Twitter and some of the pictures that I take while I'm at the racetrack, because there's a lot of people that have never been to a racetrack of any time at times, and just a lot of times stuff that's going on the track, people don't realize, some fans have come disenfranchised with the sport. And I just wanted to show people what was going on the track, not just the action around it, but stuff going on in the midway, some of the driver appearances and some of the things going on around the track, because a lot of times that's an opportunity to meet other race fans and fellowship, have some community input in some of the kiosks in there, some of the local sponsors and things like that. I just find a lot of things going on at the track that people just don't know about,
Yeah.
but they just don't see it because when they're watching the broadcast, they're just concentrating on the track.
What's cool is though the reputation you've gained with Dave Moody and all those guys. I mean, I've sat there and and I've heard you come on because I listen to Sirius a lot, and I've heard you come on. I've always said until I met you that night we were up here, I kept thinking, I really want to know who this guy is, because he knows what's going on. Everybody knows who Kevin from Virginia is. So I mean, that's a pretty big thing for you to have that kind of notoriety with.
Yeah, It was unexpected because now what happens is when me and my wife go to a track, people either recognize me from Twitter or hear my voice. Because what I'm hearing from people is I got a unique voice, so I could be just talking in general, and somebody will just pass by and say, "Hey, aren't you that guy that calls in the Sirius XM?" I mean, you'll strike up a conversation and things like that. Because I'm very honest about stuff that's going on in my life. You know, I lost my mother to cancer and some other things, personal things, you know, going on with my wife. And I find that if you share the truth with people and people are honest, because a lot of people are going through probably much more worse than I am. And I just enjoy meeting people and just talking, especially the kids, because I bring a lot about bullying, because I was bullied in school, but I never let it get me to the point I want to drink or, you know, do anything violent or commit suicide, things like that. But I find if you share heartfelt stories with people, you know, people more likely to identify with you and things like that, because people are not going to put up with a lot of BS these days.
You got that right. But you know, what are some of these race car drivers that you come up and met? What are some of the guys that you know that stick out in your mind as being something special that you've met along the way?
Jeremy Clements, you know, a story of father's son. The father's an engine builder and just trying to race every weekend on limited funds and not using any of the big guys' engines like ECR or Toyota, things like that. Those are the stories I like. Jeb Burton's. Glad he won this weekend. I know he's been through a lot of teams and, you know, he won with Colleague Racing in the 10 car and things like that. When you hear stories of guys that busting their hump, working on their cars, I mean, Ward's doing as much as he can, trying to help him with sponsorship. But I mean, I just love those heartfelt stories like that, you know. And now you got like Jordan Anderson, the Gray Gauldings, and guys like that. I think Gray's a good driver. I just, you know, wish he would get in a competitive car, but when he's out on super speedways, he's usually in the top 10 running pretty good. And I've met Gray Gaulding a few times. There's a lot of guys out there, you know. That's why I try to get the fans to engage with some of these guys that are lower funded, because they got a good story to tell. Right. You know, because Kyle Busch is good. You got your Kevin Harvick, but you got these other guys that scraping for every little penny they can to race, you know, Saturdays and the truck series on Friday night or Saturday.
Well, that's what I mean. That's the way that's the way it is with you get these guys that don't have a whole lot of support, and you seem to go out there and, you know, get to know these guys, and you give them a little, with all your phone calls and all the stuff that you do, you give them a little notoriety there, and you gain a lot of notoriety out of that same thing. So
yeah, I mean, I post a lot of positive stuff on Twitter. Yeah, I know Twitter, Facebook can be a cesspool, but there's a lot of good in it, like networking with people. I get to see when I share my pictures of tracks, I like to see other people share their pictures. That way, maybe entice somebody to go to their track. You know, it's a lot of tracks I haven't been to, but I enjoy watching other, you know, people's pictures at their tracks, because I think one thing I like about the race tracks, each track is unique to that area. Each NASCAR track has something special about it, unique, like Darlington, your Martinsville, your Bristols. I mean, every time you go to these tracks, they're unique. It's no other track like that.
That's exactly right. There's a lot of them like that. So what are some of the places that you've been? I tell you what, better question is, what are some of the places that you've been, like in the you know, like local short tracks and stuff like that, you know, obscure local short tracks?
Well, I wouldn't call them obscure, but I've only started going to local tracks probably in the last 2 or 3 years because of my work schedule. So I most definitely here at Langley. I think my first race here was Denny Hamlin's short track event a couple of years ago. And then I started going up by my house, Virginia Motor Speedway, the dirt track. And last year, me and my wife branched out to see SRX at South Boston. Mm-hmm. So we're going to try to branch out to maybe Dominion and some other tracks as time allows, you know, because like I said, I still got to hold down a regular job and support my wife and family. So we try to get out as much as we can. But, you know, I always tell everybody, if you got a track near you, whether it's a local track or NASCAR track, go ahead and support it. You know, you don't have to buy the most expensive ticket. I mean, you can buy a general admission or the cheapest ticket and enjoy yourself. Bring your food in and just enjoy some good times with your family.
So what about that SRX race? What do you think about going? I went to the SRX race out in Missouri, out at Peevely, and I really thought that was a neat series to watch, to see some of those guys race. That not racing, most of them are not racing anymore on the Cup Series or whatever. But it's fun to watch them go out there into those cars, and especially if some of them get on dirt. It's really a lot of fun to see it.
I like it. I think it gives an opportunity for fans like myself that didn't watch a lot of those guys racing to get to learn about them. Plus, a lot of those events have an autograph session where it gives the fans a chance to, you know, you're not going to be able to carry on a long conversation, but give a chance to maybe get that autograph of something you always wanted to meet, like a Tony Stewart or a Greg Biffle or the WALTRIP or anybody that's racing in there, because I think it gives the opportunity for some of these guys to still compete at their age, giving them a car that's pretty safe, pretty high-powered motor in it. Plus, you know, they're on ESPN now, so it'll give them a wider audience for people to appreciate their skills while they still have them.
It's gonna be a good series this year. They've expanded a little bit to where you're getting some regular race car drivers. I don't mean regular, but ones that are still active.
Yeah.
Now they're coming in, and I saw today Kenny Wallace is going to be in it, so that ought to be really fun when he.
Well, and he's running the Cars Tour race too, ain't he?
Yeah, he's running the Cars Tour race and he's running the SRX. So that's.
He's not running the whole series.
No, he's not running the whole series.
The one race,
one or two races, I think it is.
I thought it was just the one.
It might be just one, but I knew he's going to be in it. That's going to be good.
That's going to be pretty cool.
Is your wife as a big a NASCAR fan as you?
She's getting there. She's a big Kyle Busch fan. She loves. She's a big fan of Kyle Busch, Jeremy Clements, Ross Chastain, and guys like that. Because a lot of them she's met just by being around me. So she likes the guys that she really got a close relationship with, and just seeing the things. And she don't know all the rules, but she can be a little bit more vocal than me. She's a little, she'll let out a few choice words if things ain't going right. But she's been happy so far with Kyle Busch's performance. She wasn't happy with what happened at Daytona because she thought that win got snatched from him. So yeah, she's pretty cool.
Who would have thought we'd be sitting here and he'd almost won 3 races so far, you know?
And been in the top 10 and just about all of them won.
Yeah. I mean, I thought this was going to be a good fit for him, to be honest. I think personality-wise, Childress is just as crazy as Kyle Busch is. Let's just put that out there.
But you know what was funny was I was listening to Dave Moody today. I don't know if you listened to it or not, but I listened to it today on the way here. And the question was, are we beginning to see a championship run for Richard Childress Racing? And I think we are. I do. Yeah. I think we are. I think Kyle Busch is that guy that's going to help get him back.
And I think, too, now I think Andy Petrie got a lot of weapons now, because I think Kyle Busch brings a lot of knowledge from all the teams that he's bought with. And not only that, people got to realize that Kyle Busch is bringing in a new set of sponsorship. When you have a little bit more money coming in, a little bit more people that might want to invest being with Kyle Busch, you know, plus he's motivated, you know, because he feel like he's been done wrong by Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota. That's a lot. People don't realize a lot of times motivation is the best medicine for the cure-all.
Yeah, that's
100%. I mean, it's funny you say that, right? Because Michael Jordan wouldn't be Michael Jordan if he was let go off of our JV team, right? That drove him to be the best, you know. And then you have Oprah, which was fired from a news channel that said she wasn't no good. She would not be Oprah if it wasn't for that. If she hadn't lost her job and it's like, I'm gonna prove these mothers wrong, right?
Yeah.
And to do it. And I think Kyle has that same motivation.
Yes,
I mean, have you seen that movie about Kyle Busch that's on that free?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was actually pretty good. I'd forgot that he had won the championship when he broke his leg there. And it is pretty remarkable what he did that year.
And I think, too, when they did the race for the championship, there was a segment in there when Kyle Busch was going over his contract and trying to get feels out there whether it was renewed. And then I think sometimes people see these drivers and just look at them from a almost like a kaleidoscope, just see them in one way. And then what happens is you got to realize that when they're looking for funds, they're not just looking to feed their family. They got PR people to pay, management, they're self-assured and things like that, you know. And to see him concerned about what he was going to do, that was kind of heartbreaking because he didn't know what to do because now he's going to have to change. At the time, he had to change his lifestyle because he didn't know what was going out. And then, two, people got to realize he was concerned about what funding was going to come in for his truck team.
Mm-hmm.
Because without him being with Toyota, that was a wealth of not only information but technology coming in for those teams of racing and looking at those development drivers, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, look how many people came through Kyle Busch Motorsports in the last 5 years.
Oh yeah, a bunch of them.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's a lot of guys that he has helped through the thing, and will continue. But I mean, it's been a big thing for Toyota, his ordeal. Okay, when did you become a NASCAR fan? I know we had talked about this a couple weeks ago.
I've been an on and off fan since I was a kid. I used to enjoy the episodes of Dukes of Hazzard when Kelly Yarborough was a guest. And, you know, at those times when I was growing up, you only had 3 channels. So it was on. You know, it was cool, different colors and stuff like that. But as I got older, work took place. And then probably about 2010, a co-worker gave me some tickets. His daughter worked for Coca-Cola, so she had a whole bunch of tickets for an Infinity race. So I went up to Richmond. I had heard about NASCAR at the time. We couldn't afford cable, so the only time we could ever see it was either on news flashbacks. So I figured I'd go ahead and check it out, and I thought it was pretty cool. The Infinity race. So I went on and bought tickets for the Cup race the next day, and I've been going to Richmond Raceway ever since 2010. I haven't missed a race except for the times it was shut down due to COVID. Because I think racing to me is better live. Oh. Yeah, I can watch it on TV, you know, when I can, but nothing like being at the racetrack and fellowship and seeing the cars, the smells, just the sound of it all, and just the energy when they're going around. When that green flag drops, no matter what track I'm at, you just get excited because you don't know what's going to happen at the end. Yeah. Because until that, you know, checker flag falls, you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah, this weekend proved that.
Yeah. Now, did you ever think 13 years ago when you went to the Xfinity race that you had become as popular as you have?
No, the only thing that kind of it's always stuck in my mind is wish my mom was alive to kind of see, because until I started going to the racetrack and interacting with SiriusXM and on Twitter and talking to people in general at the track, I was shy. I was an introvert. I really wouldn't. You wouldn't even get a word out of me. But now, you know,
I can't shut you up now.
yeah, kind of like that. But I've enjoyed the time I've met. I think to me it's just meeting people and just interacting, because when you're at the racetrack, you meet all types of people, all races, all genders, all, you know, sexual preference, and that's what I like about it, because you can meet a whole lot of people, network, and build. I've built friendships with people I've met at Richmond. They're still good friends now, and I've met some of my followers even from Canada. I love my followers and friends from Canada because they're so passionate about racing, because they don't get it as much as we do. So when they do come to the track, they go all out. I'm looking forward to seeing my friend Jason Taylor from Canada. He's coming to the Southern 500, so that'll be my wife's first Southern 500 coming up. So I'll get to see Jason again. I haven't seen him since 2019.
So you said diversity, right? Yeah. So what is like Bubba Wallace and Rajay Crew, which we've gotten to know very, very well. What is that like for, you know, a guy for you to see in the sport? I mean, let's face it, you know, 30 years ago, 20 years ago was a different landscape. Yeah. So what does that mean to a guy like you from your background? It means there's hope. There's some reason that there is a child somewhere, probably about 10, 11, that say, hey, I can be a driver. I can do what they're doing, because I think that, you know, I know it don't go for a lot of people. Once you see somebody that looks like you can try to kind of strive for to be like that. Now, you know, when you see those stories like that, I know a lot of them are still learning and stuff like that, but it's a long way, because I've only been in the sport
heavily since 2010, and since Bubba's been in, or Roger Caruth, and I've seen the likes of like Bill Lester, and seeing somebody that can actually go out there and succeed now with more backing, more sponsorship, because you know the Wendell Scotts and others that preceded them didn't have the sponsorship. They didn't have social media. They didn't have team owners like Michael Jordan, and now you got Brad Daughtry owning the team. You know, first African American owner to win the Daytona 500. You know, and that's why a lot of times I like to take pictures at the track to show people there is a diverse crowd at the track. There's a diverse crowd.
There really is.
In the inside the track, whether it's pit crew, PR people, management, even NASCAR officials, because the TV can only show so much. So that's why me and my wife try to go all our way to take as many pictures as we can and just, you know, interact with people, show people you are welcome back to track. You know, I know that I can't change a lot of things from the past, but I can help move the sport forward, not only just the NASCAR tracks, but the local tracks. You know, because there's probably people here that live right down the street and never set foot on the track.
I'm sure of that. I'm positive of that.
Yeah. Now, have you met Grier here?
I don't think so.
But Grier's a black guy, right?
Yeah.
And he's been here. He came. So some guys brung him one time and for practice, and he was scared to death of coming. And he ain't missed a race since. And then Grier's been coming here. Since I was a little kid. I say a little kid. When I was 16 and first started coming here, Grier was here, and was probably at that time maybe the only black guy here, right?
Yeah.
And of course, not now anymore. But and he was hooked.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys would get along. So you would have a lot of similarities and things. And everybody loves Grier. He's one of the nicest guys here, really.
In your times of going around to these racetracks and talking with who is one of the drivers or personalities that you talked to that really struck a chord with you as being somebody, you know, that being sincere, being a good guy?
I was gonna ask the same thing.
I've mentioned a lot of the lower guys that really don't get attention, but somebody that I've always talked to, no matter where I see him at what track, is Justin Allgaier. Justin has a aura about him and a sense of respect for the sport that I love, and he's a real great guy. I mean, he can get riled up, but you've never seen him really go out the way or show his butt on TV or anything like that. He's one guy I think generally sincerely wants to grow the sport, and I wish he would win a championship, because I think he's been in the sport long enough and had that sponsorship by brand so long, and I would really love to see him win that championship. But I think he's a good guy. He's a good guy. And I wish everybody would have a chance to meet some of these guys, especially in the Affinity and Truck Series. You got some guys that are salt of the earth, but they just don't get that attention because most people want to talk to the guys that's racing on Sunday. I mean, which is understandable, but there's a lot of good racing behind in that Truck Series and that Affinity Series that a lot of guys I think deserve a look or deserve a fan base.
Yeah, and it's funny too. We've been fortunate enough to meet people on the other side of the fence, right? So it's funny how sometimes you have a perception of that person from the TV side of it, and then when you meet them or you get to know the things that are going on in the background, sometimes it's completely different than. I mean, you could use Kyle Busch, Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart can be the biggest ass, right? But Tony has probably got the biggest heart when he was in this. Not that he's out of the sport, but when he was much more involved. I mean, we've heard so many stories where a crew member on some back running team, something happened there, like they need to ride home, and he got his plane or his helicopter and had his pilot fly, and that wasn't cheap, right? And that guy could have waited to the next day, but he'd done that. And those are things that they don't really get recognition for. Or you can even say Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson on TV is kind of a vanilla guy, right? On the backside of that, we've been fortunate enough to know he's actually a pretty damn funny guy. I mean, he is quite a character.
Another one I think sometimes, and he's a fierce competitor, but when he's back there interacting with kids, is Joey Logano. When he
Yes.
brings his kids in from the Joy Logano Foundation and puts them in a fire suit and makes them a part of the pit crew for that day, it's a sight to behold. I've been at tracks enough to see them back there interacting. That is something that you can never take away from that family. And one thing me and my wife like to do is educate the race fans. And I know it's a touchy subject, it's the autograph thing. It's just that sometimes, people can go overboard with the autographs. You'll see the guy coming there with 25 die casts or the old lady pushing the kid out the way and things like that. But I think if an educated race fan is a well-informed race fan, because I think a lot of the fans will realize those drivers are on a schedule.
Yeah.
They got hospitality appearances, they got driver responsibilities. Some of them got their families with them. That's why we try to educate the fan to go for the driver appearances that are scheduled. That way you have that time to interact and they not have to worry about practice and qualifying, because there's always that one guy when they are signing that don't get the autograph, and then all the choice words or 4-letter words. I think the most scariest moment I saw was in Richmond a couple of years ago. It was Darrell Waltrip's last year as broadcaster for Fox, and he was in the Q&A in the fan grounds, and somebody had a replica hood, and they kind of shoved it in his face. And they almost pushed Darrell Waltrip back. I mean, he was kind of scared because everybody was rushing him, so they rushed him off. But, it's just sometimes you have to have self-awareness and just good common sense when interacting with a driver. They're not mean not to sign your autograph, it's just that they're running out of time.
Yeah. It's a funny story. I had a friend, he got a pit pass for Richmond. This was several years ago. And he was trying to get Kyle Busch's autograph, and he was going down the line where he missed him. So when he got to him, he said, "Oh, so you're the CC's line jumper, huh?" He autographed the stuff, but it was so funny. So we joked him all weekend for that.
Well, fans don't understand what that's all about. So,
no, it's a double-edged sword, though. Yes, time is precious, and they do have a ton of stuff going on, but also the flip side of that is the reason we're there is because of the fans.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword, but I understand both sides of it because we've been in it. We've been in the sport. You've seen it. I worked on the Xfinity team, and some people, whether you're a crew member or driver, they want to autograph or something, and you got 15 things that's got to be done in 5 minutes. And it's like you don't have, get the hell out of my way. I got to get done. I got to get this ready. The official's over there hollering at me.
Yeah, see that happen. Well, Kevin, we appreciate you taking time out of your time to come here and be with us. It's really great to have you here. Hopefully we can get you back sometime and talk some more, because I think you got a lot of insight that we'd like to tap into and see how things are going with you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. I didn't mind coming up here. Like I said, I enjoy doing things when I am interacting. That gives the opportunity for maybe a new fan to tune into your show.
So we really appreciate it. So hopefully we'll get you back real soon.
All right.
I got maybe I won't invite you back when we have the housewives up here. But anyway, well, we appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks for being here. Want to appreciate Jacob Derrick for being here with us tonight. Next week's show, we're going to have Jeff Hammond, Riley Music, and Jacob Carr says he's going to be here next week. He couldn't be here this week, and he's going to be here next week. So we know we got them three, and I have somebody else that I was hopefully going to have lined up, but we'll see how that works out. But
yeah, because Jeff Hammond could take a little time.
You got that right. But good time.
Yeah,
And I got to say one thing about it. I have a new respect for Jeff. I've always admired him. I've always been, I'm a Darrell Waltrip fan. I've always been, and I've always thought the world of, I loved them when they were racing and everything. But to have a personal experience with him like I did this past week, was big. And so I got to say, thanks to Jeff for doing that. I know he watches the show, and thanks for him doing that and giving me a shout out this week and talking to me, and meant a lot to me and meant a lot to my family. So anyway, please like and share our show, and hopefully we'll get our pizzas next week.
Yeah, well, they were here. Apparently, they called several times and couldn't get. You didn't answer. So the driver called and then he carried it back. It's at the store over there. She's like, you can come get it, or if I get another driver, they're all gone right now. I'll send them out to him. I said, well, call before you send them. Maybe we'll just stop and grab them or something, whatever.
Right.
So
Anyway. All right. Well, that's our show for tonight. I want to thank Kevin and thank Jacob for being here. Jacob's mom for being here. Always interesting to have her here. And we'll see you all again next Tuesday night.